In 1988, in full accordance with fundamental international principles and using exclusively peaceful and democratic forms of expression, the people of Artsakh once again took up the struggle to defend their right to live freely on the land of their forefathers and to enjoy the right to freely determine their own fate. This new phase of the Artsakh movement started with nationwide rallies and demonstrations, the participants of which demanded that Nagorno-Karabakh be removed from the Azerbaijani Soviet Socialist Republic and be united with Armenia, from which it had been forcibly separated 70 years earlier. This expression of the people's will was ratified on February 20th, 1988 by the decision of the People's Deputies of the Regional Council of Nagorno-Karabakh. This day is marked in the modern history of Artsakh as Revival Day.
It is a commonly held opinion that Sumgait was a response to the decision of the People's Deputies of Nagorno-Karabakh, adopted on February 20th, 1988, at the session of Regional Council, formally requesting to transfer the oblast from the Azerbaijani to the Armenian Soviet Republic. In reality, Sumgait is a continuation of consequent policy by the Azerbaijani authorities of discrimination, unpunished killings, ethnic cleansings, and the ousting of the Armenian population. By the end of the 1980s, nationalist forces of Azerbaijan escalated their policy of ethnic cleansings, a model for which was taken from Nakhichevan. In the beginning of the 20th century, Armenians comprised 45% of the population of Nakhichevan, but by the end of the 1970s, they constituted just 1% of the total population. On 17 October 1987, news anchor of Radio Liberty Elizabeth Fuller reported that the village of Chardaklu was encircled and blocked by troops. The decision of February 20th became Artsakh's response to the white genocide, which had been committed in Azerbaijan over decades. Azerbaijan's reaction to the constitutional decision of Karabakh's population was immediate violation. George Soros wrote in an article published in 1989 in Zanamia magazine, "The assumptions that the first Armenian pogroms in Azerbaijan were spurred by local mafia, managed by former KGB boss of Azerbaijan Haydar Aliyev, are not that far from reality." On February 27th, the massacre of Armenians began. Those were not stopped by law enforcement bodies or the authorities. The authorities and the police, as it became clear later, were busy with something different. They were preparing the pogrom makers for the main activity.
In 1990, systematic destruction and cleansing of the Armenian population took place in more than 20 villages of Artsakh. To that end, Azerbaijan sent in its special OMON forces supported by the Soviet Interior Ministry troops for the deportation of the Armenians. By doing so, it started an open war against the Armenian population of the Gedashen and Shahumyan districts. Using armored vehicles against civilians, they carried out the operation known under the name Goltso, or Ring in English, attacking and destroying the villages of Martunashen and Gedashen. After these events, the leadership of Azerbaijan spared no efforts in its attempt to completely cleanse Artsakh of Armenians. But the people of Karabakh stood to defend themselves and their homeland. In May to June of 1991, a real war began, which gradually turned into a struggle for statehood. The collapse of the Soviet Union and the ensuing war, as well as the blockade instituted by Azerbaijan in 1988, completely damaged the Karabakh economy. A country with defunct and destroyed industry faced the challenge of transitioning to a market economy. As a result of foreign investment, a number of joint foreign ventures have been established and are now successfully functioning in Stepanakert, Shushi, and the Martagert region. Adoption of the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic legislation on foreign investments, enterprises and entrepreneurial activities, and other similar laws, which have created a favorable legal environment, did contribute to increasing economic activity. Today, dozens of respectable firms from the United States, the Russian Federation, Canada, France, Italy, and other countries function in Artsakh. The process of investment in local winemaking, meat production and dairy farming, reprocessing of agricultural products and herbs, mineral resource industry, the telecommunications sphere, jewelry, diamond refining is now in full swing. The reform in investment policies have begun to yield the desired results, and there are a number of implemented projects that prove business can flourish in Karabakh. Especially successful have been ventures that use local raw materials. Artsakh Alko, Varanda, Karabakh Gold, Shirvanyan and Sea. Attempts are continuously made to revive such branches of agriculture as vineyards and gardening. Economic progress is in large part due to the involvement of diaspora Armenians, who make investments not only to reap the economic benefits, but also more importantly to help their homeland. However, the implemented programs are not enough to overcome the economic crisis, and it is the state's task to ensure stable economic growth by introducing reforms and taking progressive steps toward full economic recovery.
The Gori-Stepanakert highway project started in 1995, a year after the establishment of the ceasefire in Karabakh, and was constructed in 6 phases. It was completed in late 1999. In fact, the Lachin corridor, liberated in 1992, became the only ground link between Armenia and Karabakh. The former road was in bad condition as it had not been repaired over the years and was seriously damaged during the military operations. Prior to the construction of the road, cars traveled from Goris to Stepanakert in 2.5 to 3 hours. At present, it is possible to pass the same way at an average speed in 60 to 80 minutes. For the construction of the Gori-Stepanakert highway project, 2 telethons took place in Los Angeles in 1996 and 1997, as well as other fundraising campaigns which were conducted in almost all of the countries in the world where Armenians live. The populations of Armenia and Karabakh also participated in this project. The construction of the Gori-Stepanakert highway is of great significance for Karabakh as it relates to the economy, trade, and defense.